Hey there, awesome friends. Welcome back to our fun-tastic StoryTube world. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on all the exciting adventures and cool things we have coming your way. Let's dive in and have a blast together. Remember, subscribing is the secret code to never miss any of the fun. Let's go. The sun rose over the lush green jungle, bathing it in warm golden light. As the morning mist slowly lifted, the jungle began to stir with life. Colorful birds burst into song, monkeys chattered excitedly, and the gentle giants, the elephants, trumpeted greetings to each other. Deep in the heart of the jungle lay a small, grassy clearing dotted with rocky outcroppings. Tucked within one of these outcroppings was a cozy den where a family of lions slept, their snores rumbling like thunder. Larry, the youngest of the lions, stirred and opened his eyes. He sat up and stretched his limbs, unleashing a powerful yawn that revealed his sharp, glistening teeth. Unlike the rest of his family, Larry had a distinctive tuft of fur on his head that stuck out every which way. "Today's the day," Larry said to himself, feeling a thrill of anticipation. He had been waiting for this day for as long as he could remember. Today was the Junior Jungle Roar competition, where the young lions of the jungle tried to outroar each other. The winner would not only gain respect and admiration, but would instantly become one of the cool kids. And Larry wanted nothing more than to win. Ever since he was a tiny cub, he had dreamed of becoming the king of the jungle one day. The king had to have the mightiest roar in the land. Animals for miles around would tremble when the king unleashed his thunderous roar. Larry rushed out of the den, his paws thudding with excitement. "It's time!" he shouted, rousing his family members from sleep. "Wish me luck in the competition today." His father, Rex, lifted his massive head and chuckled. "Go get 'em, son," he said in his deep, gravelly voice. "Make your roar shake the trees themselves." "We know you can do it," said his mother warmly, giving him an affectionate lick. His little sister Leona added, "Yeah, go, Larry." Buoyed by his family's encouragement, Larry raced off toward the center of the jungle where the competition would be held. He felt like his heart would burst out of his chest. He simply could not wait to stun the crowds with his earth-shaking, bone-rattling, ultra-powerful roar. Today was the day his journey to become king would begin. Larry bounded through the lush jungle, the anticipation building with each stride. As he grew closer to the site of the competition, he could hear a distant rumbling sound. It started as a low vibration that traveled through the ground and up his paws. The vibration grew into a thunderous rumble that made the leaves quiver and the birds stop singing. Larry picked up his pace, his heart pounding with excitement. He emerged into a large clearing where a massive crowd had gathered before an enormous rocky outcropping. Larry squeezed his way toward the front of the crowd, dodging elephants, hippos, and zebras along the way. As he popped out of the crowd, his eyes widened. On top of the outcropping stood the mighty Leo. His massive mane billowed majestically in the breeze. His powerful muscles rippled beneath his tawny fur. But most impressive was the incredible roar that emanated from his mouth. "Roar!" Leo cried. The noise was almost visible, like a shock wave of pure sound and force. It bounced and echoed off the trees. The crowd cheered wildly, stomping their feet and crying Leo's name. Leo was the current king of the jungle, idolized by all for his strength and his magnificent roar. Larry gazed up at his hero in pure awe. One day, he thought to himself, I will have a roar like that. Leo caught Larry's eye and gave him a nod, as if to say, I look forward to the competition, young one. Just then, a lanky giraffe named Gerald stepped forward to address the crowd. Welcome, animals of the jungle, to the annual Junior Jungle Roar competition, Gerald announced in his nasally voice. Today we will see which young lion has the chops to compete with the big guys. The animals cheered. Larry's fur tingled with excitement as the competitors lined up before Leo's mighty perch. It was time. Larry stepped forward, ready to show Leo, the current king, that his roar was a force to be reckoned with. Larry roared his loudest roar, but it sounded like cats' meow. All the animals started laughing at him, and he slinked away from them in shame. The weight of shame bore heavily upon him as he trudged through the jungle, his dreams of becoming king shattered by his feeble roar. After Larry's embarrassing defeat at the Junior Jungle Roar competition, he wandered the jungle in despair. How could he ever become king now? His roar was so feeble it couldn't even shake a blade of grass. As Larry sulked beneath a palm tree, he heard a gentle voice call out, "Young lion, why so glum?" Larry looked up to see a wise old elephant named Eliza gazing at him with kind eyes. Eliza was known throughout the jungle as the keeper of knowledge. Animals traveled from far and wide to seek her sage advice. "Oh, Eliza, my roar is so weak, I'm the laughingstock of the jungle," Larry lamented. "How can I ever be king if I can't even roar?" Eliza chuckled softly. "True power comes from within, dear Larry. It does not always roar the loudest, but it speaks with quiet authority." Larry tilted his head, intrigued but confused by her mystical words. Eliza continued, "Come, walk with me to the still waters of the oasis. There you will learn to look inward and find your true voice." With nothing left to lose, Larry followed Eliza on a long journey to a sparkling hidden oasis surrounded by swaying palm trees and lush jungle. As Larry sat beside the serene waters, Eliza guided him in ancient meditations. "Breathe deeply and clear your mind," she instructed. "Imagine your roar not as an external force, but an internal vibration that resonates from your very soul." Larry closed his eyes and focused on his breathing and stilling his thoughts. Time seemed to stand still. After what seemed like hours, Larry felt a stirring within him, a powerful force like he had never experienced before. His eyes snapped open, burning with newfound confidence and inner strength. Eliza smiled knowingly. "You have found your true voice, young king. Now, roar." Larry stood tall and took a deep breath. He unleashed a roar that didn't shake the trees or frighten the birds. but it radiated from within him with the wisdom and stillness of the ancient oasis. Larry had found his roar, and it was mighty indeed. After his enlightening experience with Eliza, Larry had a new sense of self-confidence and inner roar, but he still wanted to strengthen his physical roar. As Larry wandered through the jungle pondering this goal, he heard a mischievous giggle above him. Dangling from a tree branch by her long tail was a cheeky monkey named Lily. She had bright eyes that glinted with fun. "You must be Larry," said Lily. "I heard you're trying to roar like Leo, but you look way too serious. You need to come have fun with me and my friends." Before Larry could protest, Lily grabbed him by the paw and whisked him off on a whirlwind tour of the jungle. She brought him to a rushing waterfall where they leapt off into the refreshing waters below. Then they swung through the trees on vines, hooting wildly. Lily taught Larry how to hang upside down by his toes and how to do silly dances that sent her monkey friends into fits of laughter. For the first time in his life, Larry felt pure, silly joy. His mouth hurt from smiling so wide. At dusk, Lily and Larry collapsed beneath a tree, exhausted from the day's adventures. As fireflies danced around them, Larry realized his roar had been growing in power and confidence all day. "Lily, just by having fun with you, I think my roar has gotten stronger," Larry said in amazement. "See, you can't just work at roaring," said Lily, nodding weakly. "Sometimes you need to stop trying so hard and just laugh." Larry realized she was right. He had been so focused on improving his roar that he had forgotten to enjoy life along the way. Lily and her monkey friends had taught him to play and laugh with childlike abandon, and it had helped his roar more than any training could. Larry gave Lily a big lion hug. "Thank you for reminding me how to have fun. Don't worry, when I'm king, no animal will work too hard without playing." Lily giggled mischievously. "Does that mean unlimited banana breaks for monkeys?" Larry threw back his head and let out a mighty laugh. "You got it!" he roared. After learning to strengthen his inner and outer roar, Larry was ready for the next step in his journey. He needed to learn what it takes to be a wise and noble king. As Larry trekked through the jungle contemplating this, he heard a friendly trumpet. He turned to see Ellie the elephant lumbering towards him. Ellie was known for being gentle and kind. "Hello, Larry. I've been looking for you," Ellie said. "I want to teach you about kindness today." So Ellie showed Larry how she quietly cared for the other animals. She plucked fruits from tall trees to share with hungry critters. She fanned baby deer with her large ears and sprayed water on overheated porcupines. Larry realized that kindness and compassion were essential for a good king. After thanking Ellie, he continued on his way. Suddenly, he heard a loud snort, followed by a rustling in the bushes. Out charged a brave rhinoceros named Ralph. "Larry, come with me. I'm going to teach you about courage." Ralph declared. He took Larry on a run through stampeding wildebeests, raging rivers, and other dangers. Ralph showed Larry how to face fears and overcome challenges through bravery and determination. After surviving Ralph's wild tests of courage, Larry was exhausted, but he knew courage was vital for a king to defend his kingdom. As Larry recovered by a creek, he saw a zebra named Zoe gazing at her own reflection. "Hi, Zoe," said Larry. "What are you doing?" "Admiring my herd," Zoe replied. "We zebras know all about loyalty. I'll teach you why loyalty is so important." So Zoe explained how zebras protect each other and never leave a member behind. Larry realized loyalty meant standing by your subjects no matter what. After learning lessons from Ellie, Ralph, and Zoe, Larry felt ready to take on the responsibilities of being king with wisdom, kindness, courage, and loyalty. But he still needed to speak to the current king himself, Leo. The time had finally come. After learning invaluable lessons about confidence, fun, kindness, courage, and loyalty from the jungle animals, Larry was ready for his ultimate test, speaking directly to Leo about how to be a great king. Larry trekked for days until he reached Pride Rock, the towering rock formation where Leo resided. As he scrambled up Pride Rock, his heart thundered in his chest. He took a deep breath as Leo came into view, bathed in the golden light of sunset. "Ah, Larry, I've been expecting you," Leo rumbled, his intense amber eyes focused on the young lion. Larry bowed his head respectfully. "Leo, I've traveled far and wide to learn how to be a king, but I must ask, what is the most important quality for a mighty ruler?" questioned Larry nervously. Leo gazed thoughtfully at the darkening sky. He finally spoke, his voice booming with ancient wisdom. "The most important quality is compassion. True kings care deeply about their subjects. They protect the weak and uplift the downtrodden. Their roars vibrate with justice and mercy." Leo turned his piercing gaze on Larry. "A king's roar means nothing without the heart to guide it. Your lessons taught you this. Remember that the jungle exists in harmony when the king brings all creatures together." Larry was awestruck by Leo's sage advice. At last, he understood that roar was insignificant without compassion, justice, and wisdom. "Thank you, Leo. I am ready now to become a king who will make the jungle prosper," Larry said sincerely. Leo gave an approving nod. Larry held his head high as he descended Pride Rock under the twinkling blanket of stars. His journey was complete. He was ready to take on the responsibility of becoming king. The big day finally arrived. All the animals of the jungle gathered beneath Pride Rock, buzzing with excitement. Today was the day Leo would choose a new king to lead them. Larry paced nervously, reviewing everything he had learned. He knew Leo valued compassion over raw power. but Larry still doubted whether he was truly ready. Just then, Eliza the elephant, Lily the monkey, and the other animals who had mentored Larry pushed through the crowd towards him. "You've got this, Larry," said Lily, giving him a playful punch on the arm. "We believe in you," rumbled Eliza sagely. The encouragement from his friends washed away Larry's doubts. He stood tall as Leo emerged, and silence fell over the crowd. "Denizens of the jungle!" Leo's voice boomed. "After much consideration, I have chosen a new king who has proven he has the heart to lead you all." Leo's piercing gaze fell on Larry. "Step forward, Larry the Wise!" Gasps rippled through the crowd. Larry tried to hide his shock as he ascended Pride Rock on shaky legs. This was really happening. Leo continued. "Though Larry does not have the loudest roar, he has acquired the wisdom, courage, and compassion needed to be a mighty king." Turning to Larry, Leo let out an almighty roar. "I hereby pronounce you King Larry the Wise." Jubilant cheers erupted from the animals. Larry felt his chest swell with overwhelming pride and love for his kingdom. "Thank you, Leo, for this great honor," Larry said humbly. "I pledge to lead our jungle with kindness, justice, and a roar that comes straight from the heart." Larry threw back his head and unleashed his own powerful roar. It echoed with the wisdom he had gained on his epic journey. At long last, Larry the lion had achieved his dream of becoming king. But he realized now that being a great king meant more than just having the loudest roar. It meant having the biggest heart. In the months since Larry became king, the jungle had transformed into a prosperous, harmonious realm. True to his word, Larry ruled with compassion, justice, and wisdom. The morning sun streamed through the jungle canopy as Larry padded along a winding trail, smiling at the scenes before him. By the shimmering river, elephants sprayed water on giddy otters, while monkeys swung from their tusks. Nearby, Lily the monkey was organizing a jungle talent show, full of silly dances and off-key singing that filled the air with laughter. In a grassy meadow, Larry saw Ralph the rhino giving a shy baby deer a ride on his back, while Ellie the elephant gently rocked a pair of leopard cubs to sleep with her trunk. Larry's heart swelled at the sight. As Larry reached the edge of the jungle, he came across a young lion stuck in a hunter's trap. Larry destroyed the cruel trap and helped the grateful lion return to his frightened family. Word soon spread through the jungle about Larry's good deed. That night, Larry was awoken from sleep by a distant chanting. He stepped outside his cave to see every animal approaching Pride Rock, chanting his name and singing his praises. Larry's eyes misted over at this display of love from his subjects. He let out a roar of appreciation that echoed the joy and harmony now felt across the whole kingdom. Leo had been right. The most important quality in a king was not the loudness of his roar, but the love he showed his people and their love in return. Larry had finally become king, Larry the wise, beloved ruler of the jungle. Many more peaceful and prosperous years passed under Larry's wise rule. The jungle flourished as the animals lived in harmony. Larry patrolled his kingdom every day, offering guidance and help wherever needed. With his roar, he scared away poachers and stopped conflicts between feuding species. And with his big heart, he made sure no animal went hungry or uncared for. Soon it came time for Larry to take a queen. He chose Lily, the fun-loving monkey who had taught him to laugh. She made a playful and mischievous companion. One day, Lily gave birth to a son, little Leo. Larry gazed proudly at his cub, who would one day inherit the jungle. Baby Leo had his mother's bright eyes and his father's unruly tuft of fur. "He has your laugh," Larry told Lily warmly as Leo giggled. "And your big heart," Lily replied, nuzzling Larry. Larry realized she was right. Leo would grow up learning compassion from his father. And while the cub's roar may not shake the earth, it would radiate kindness, justice, and wisdom. Larry let out a contented sigh as he looked over his jungle kingdom. Many years ago, he had set out to be king, but only cared about having the mightiest roar. Now Larry saw that roar meant nothing without love for your people. Leo had chosen wisely. Larry's big heart had transformed him into the greatest king the jungle had ever known, and they truly did live happily ever after. Stay tuned for more thrilling adventures and fun-filled activities coming your way in our next episode. Don't miss out on the action. Catch you later, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Bye!